all right. Let's get it rolling, get it rolling, get it rolling, get it rolling, get it popping in this piece. What's good, fam? This video, we're going to talk about why do women choose to date married men. And it's just some women, not all women, but oftentimes you got women out there like to date. They have a selection of type of guy, and usually those guys are married. So there's some psychological reasons for that. We're going to talk about the psychology and the women when they move like this. You know, it's very interesting to debunk some of these facts and demystify this whole, facade of romance and all the little fast, quick, flair that it brings and all that nonsense. We're gonna go over it though and tell you how to deal with it. All right. So if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do what the button says. When you're here, you join us, your family. When you're family, we got you. Don't go away.
I pray for my homies out there. Please God, give them strength. Please God.
Let's talk about women that want to only deal with someone that's spoken for, right? Someone that's in a relationship, because women have the choice, right? When it comes to dating relationships, they have the options to say, yes, no. They control the gateway of entry, right? No pun intended, but it is a pun intended. So they do control the narrative of if we're getting together or not. Ultimately, it's their decision based upon persuasion and attraction and blah, blah, blah. All right? So some of these things here, that women, they do these things for a particular reason, right? And, of course, they're going to actually benefit them, of course, in the beginning. So it seems, but not in the long run. But we'll get into that part. But we're going to talk about it and some things that you look out for when women behave this way, because it's definitely toxic. I don't care how it works for single guys like us. It works well. If that's your thing, that she's married. Some people deal with that. Some people care. Some people don't care. But that's up to you. But we're going to talk about it anyway, because it's part of life. We got to talk about it, right? And how to deal with it. So let's talk about that. Power, right? So let's go with power. The power play situation, right? So in other words, if a woman steals another woman's man, right, she feels she has the power, right? She says, you know what? If I wanted to, I could have him. Oftentimes, women that do this usually comes from a place where, there's a certain sisterhood, guys. Women behave a little differently than guys do, right? You got women that are for the streets and all that kind of stuff. And there's also a separate group of women. It's kind of their sisterhood. It's kind of an unspoken, like bros over hoes kind of. But women, they don't subscribe to that too much. It's supposed to be this thing that they say they're all girlfriends and hi girlfriend and oh you're so cute. I like those shoes and your hair looks so good and it's all bullshit. But that's the game they play. Guys, we say what's up, but we don't say what's up. It's pretty much, there's some people out there, some guys that, but, outside of that, women, for the most part, they're very insincere, right? They give these niceties to each other, but they're insincere. Now, but there is a certain kind of, at least it used to be some kind of unspoken, that out of respect for the other woman, if she's married, then he's off limits, and for guys too. But, nowadays women are more independent, right? They have ulterior motives to why they behave this way. And it's more and more accepted in society. That's why we have this high divorce rates, these high separations and divorce rate. But so be it. It is what it is. But if she wants the power, the ability to take another woman's man, it gives her a spike of dopamine, it boosts her ego, and it makes her feel confident about herself. Now, it doesn't matter if she can have a man or not. She may realize, with my past and what I have going on, I really don't want to open all that box of worms up. But I'm single, independent, I'm doing my own thing, and if I could take her man, I could take her man. I don't need her man, but if I wanted to, I could take him. See, that's the power of the pussy, right? So she feels superior over the wife because she can take her man, if she wanted to, but she's going to be nice and fall back and let them have the little relationship, you see. That gives her a false sense of power because it's false. Why? Because of course, he won't sustain whatever he's got going on with the side chick. She's only a side chick. She'll only always be a side chick. But in her faulty mind of illusion, she feels superior because she can get him to knock it out. That's not hard to do. You know, in reality, it's not hard to do for us to knock somebody down real quick. That's not a big deal. It's not really a big deal for us. But for her, she feels it puts her one up on the wife that's cooking and cleaning and doing the duties that a wife does for those benefits of living with him. It's a faulty belief, but that person will always be that lonely, toxic person. Whereas if you're building a life with somebody, there's more rewards on the other side, kids and all that, the holidays, all that, blah, blah, blah. All right. It's a challenge, right? If it's a challenge, then it's something worth fighting for. So in other words, if a guy's unavailable, see, women want what they can't have. So if he's unavailable, in her mind, and the fact is, how she reads this is that, you know what, he's married, he's got a ring on. But for her, it's a challenge because why? Because she has to work to get in his graces, to get his attraction, right? To attract him, to get his focus on her. So there's a challenge. There's an obstacle in her way, which is the wife, and her job, so she thinks, is to get the guy, right? Not like the power play. This is about the challenge, and what happens is the things she has to do to get in this guy's view shot of attraction. If it's being in his vicinity, if it's a coworker, being in his section of the office somehow, and she's thinking about ways of planning to have this collision of attraction with this guy, or try to build something with this guy. Chances are he's got good qualities. He's a known person. Other people in the office probably like him also, or another woman in the office he really likes better. And she says, you know what, I'm going to try. So he has some kind of value. Okay, so these challenges, they come in all veins of this, but this is about her trying to work her way into a situation, because then when she gets him, she'll appreciate it more, right? That's how they are. If they work hard for it, they'll appreciate it. You just give it to them. And also with the married guy, he comes off non-needy. She knows if she's got with a married guy, it's one and done, and he's not going to keep pursuing her. Okay, most guys won't, especially if they're married. They shouldn't be doing it anyway, but it is what it is. But so that challenge for her is to break through his emotional walls and his standards and his logic to get him to start courting her. Even if it's some girl in the office that's a challenge to her, or if it's someone else that he might have spend more time with in the office just because he has to, but they laugh or whatever, and she may like him, and she makes him a target, and she goes after him. So again, guys, it's the challenge. It gives her a chance to work for something, right? So she can appreciate it and whatever, but it gets her going. So people like that, man. It's risky. Stakes are high here. There's a lot going on. It's taboo. There's so many dangers. If you get caught, and there's shame, and there's ridicule, and there's all this stuff that that comes along with it. So this builds excitement. This sparks a dopamine. It gets her excited, energy, nervous. She gets to experience a vernacular of emotions in one little situation. Right? There's the unknown, uncertainty, the fear, the like I said, the high risk. Could lose the job if it's a coworker, right? Could get pregnant, or she can, all kind of things. But it's just all builds suspense, and it gives a woman with nothing to do. It gives her a spike, and it gives her excitement. So that's the risk factor. She likes the sneaking around, the mystery that comes along with it. And the reward at the end is still going to spark her limbic system, right? That part of the brain here, the reward system is going to spark off also once she achieves that goal. Same thing like the challenge, right? Or the power of the pussy. That's dopamine spike. That's a reward that way as well. So again, this is all selfish. It's slide, and it's toxic. So like this is dangerous. But again, they're out there, like I said, and we can't sit here and be naive thinking it's not. Okay, so we're not going to do it. It's about realistic. We're going to be realist right here, and there's real things, there's real people doing this shit, right? So let's know what it is. Special attention. Get special courting attention. In other words, it's compacted time. It's quality time times 2, because when you do, if she gets together with the person, it's a short time. The time spirit is blowing. There's no time for long, drawn out nonsense. He's going to express himself. He's trying to seduce her. He's saying, you know, I like your hair, like this. He's throwing her compliments. He's making her feel good about herself with his words and his actions. Maybe he's touching, stroking her back, and just saying, you know, we need to hang out, telling her things that he want to do with her, create this romantic picture. They're going on dates. It's all romance and flashy and talks and words. Whereas in a relationship, it's stretched out over time, right? You don't get that condensed package. You don't get it all in one little bite, right? It's spread out throughout time. So of course, when someone gets this kind of, hey, I'm with you, I'm looking for you, this, I can't believe it, I'm lost without you, all the words that she wants to hear, it's just filling her head up with all this fantasy. She falls into it. Lowers her emotional, her logical brain, and it raises her emotional brain. So she falls into seduction. This is very seductive for her. This is what builds fantasies and romance. If she gets to go home, lay on the bed on her belly and kick her feet and talk on the phone with her friends about the date, or Mr. X, the mystery man. So that becomes a little ongoing saga of the mystery man. It's a Lifetime movie, you know what I mean? So that's what builds the suspense. Again, this is all about someone with selfish needs and no morals, right? Fun, it could be fun. I'm not saying it's not fun or whatever, but it's still, okay, it is what it is. No commitment, right? It's non-committal, right? The time, like I said before, just like the intimacy and the compact, that quality time, that's that boyfriend experience, just like that. This is non-commitment, right? So they're non-attached. He's not attached to her, vice versa. This way she can come in, do what she got to do with him. They do it with each other, whatever, and they both go separate ways. There's no strings attached. There's no, again, this is where it comes in, where this, for her, she gets the advantage of getting the man without doing the duties, right? Without having to make him something to eat, or without having to share maybe her finances or share her space, not having to share a lot of conversation. It's quick, easy, boom, boom, boom. No string attached. There's no judgment. Not at first, but there's no judgment. There's nothing. It's just coming as strictly business. She gets what she wants. He gets what he wants. Like I said, go separate ways. It's quick, clean, and easy. She gets her needs met. Boom. Now, the problem with that is someone like this that has this habit of being independent will always have that. After a while, it's hard for them to all of a sudden adjust and start pair bonding when she finds somebody she really likes, because she's used to not having a long, she can only run a sprint. She can't run a marathon. Why? She hasn't trained for it. What do I mean by that? What I'm talking about, she hasn't trained for one day, you won't be going out. One day there won't be sex. Maybe one day we're going to just hang out and chill out around the house. We're not going to be running around whining and dining and all this. So in the long run, she may be able to deal with that. She knows her own flaws. And she knows also in a long term, she'll expose who she really is. She may not be domesticated. You know, it's a masculine trait, guys. The running around, when women jump around from man to man to man, sure. Everyone's free to do what they want to do. They're free to do that. No problem. High sex drive is that's not feminine or masculine. That's just libido, right? But what I'm talking about is the behavior of just taking no intimacy, no emotion. That's masculine, right? Because it's a logical move. You're going in with a purpose, a mission to tackle this, and then you leave. There's no feelings. The only feeling that is running on this is what I mentioned, the fear of excitement, the suspense, the energy, the risk, all that energy, that's not intimacy, nor is that love, right? This is all lust. So someone that lives in this lust, risk, energy lifestyle is not going to all of a sudden turn around and be calm and demure and wants someone to take time and spend time with them so they can spend time with the other person and take things slow and be intimate in a sexual, loving way, right? That takes nurturing, right? This takes aggressive, taking, aggressive, testosterone, rah, rah, rah. This is how guys move. Guys move like this. Next one. Women that are feminine, like, no, take your time. It's like eating a steak, right? Women want the plate set. It's you take the fork, the knife, you take your time, and you cut it, right? Why? Because they want you to spend time on them, their body, the details, right? Sure, there's times where you get the quick, fast, blah, 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 and all that. All that stuff is all a mixture, guys. But when someone has non-commitment, they don't want to get attached emotionally. So they make it a quick wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's why they keep it on the logical point and not the emotional point, because women like this, women that do jump around guy to guy and start to have feelings for the guy, knows she's going to end up getting hurt. So she has to stay unattached to the guy, okay? Because if she doesn't, he keeps knocking it down. Her walls are going to come down. Her emotions are going to get more heightened, and she's going to start missing him when she don't see him. When the holidays come around, she's depressed now in the holidays. She stopped going out with her friends. She want to know what you're doing. You're traveling Acapulco with your family. She's gonna feel a type of way about it. I don't care who it is. That's why she can't get emotionally attached. She has to stay non-committed. Now, if you're single, like I said, these are perfect situations. If you move like that, if they're married or whatever. If she's single and you're single, this is perfect, right? But we're talking about someone that's married and she's trying to do something else, which is a little more selfish and more destructive. And the risk is going to be not on her, it's on the guy's side, right? Her only risk is going to be ridicule, what people say about her, her social shaming, slut shaming, that thing. That's a big one for women, but for her here, she's taking that risk. Okay, that's part of the draw, if you will. All right, so that's what the non-commitment keeps the business, boom, 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 in, out, boom, close on, get out. I'll see you next Monday or whatever it is, and that keeps it clean. It keeps her from getting involved, laying around talking about her life, his life story, her life story, and all that. All right. Some women are envy or jealous of a guy, a good guy, the kind of guy they've been looking for that they can never find. Right. This could be a guy. Again, this is the best example is the co-worker at work. Right. Someone that already or one of her girlfriend's husbands. That's a big one. One of her girlfriend's husbands, he's got a good job. He's got this, he's got that. He's checking off all her boxes. He's checking all her boxes. Meanwhile, it's her best friend's man or her friend's girlfriend or a co-worker at work. Other girls like him too, like I said before. He becomes high value, right? She wants to jump all the bombs she's been knocking down and wants to jump and get someone else's man. Because why? He's already qualified, right? He fits her boxes, like I said. So, and some women feel like, you know what? I want to see if I can take him, if I can get him. This is part, not the power play. This ain't the one where there's a challenge. This is the one where it's vindictive, more vindictive than the other ones. And this is more nasty and toxic. And someone's trying to be spiteful. It's a little different when they're being spiteful and malicious. She's trying to get him because if she can have him, nobody can. This is the mentality. In other words, if I can't have happiness, why does everybody else get to be happy with a man and how come I don't? Well, maybe you were out all the time. Maybe you were in the club. Maybe you weren't looking at the time. Now you're about 35, 36, and you realize that now you got to settle down. There's no one to settle down with now. What happened? The school bell rang. Everybody's in class and the hallway's empty. Look around the hallway. Everybody's in class doing what they got to do. High school is over, man. So and you're a woman in her 30s hitting that wall. It's a nervous. I get it. I can imagine. It's a nervous and it's nerve-wracking and shit. You gotta There's last options. You try to find somebody. It's like playing musical chairs. You know what I mean? I mean, there's like 4 chairs and there's 5 girls, and the music stops. Everybody got to see someone left standing out. They got to leave. So, same idea. And you know, the thing with this is, though, this is someone that doesn't have no real intention other than to ruin someone else's good time or ruin someone else's good life, right? This comes from a dark place, like I said, vindictive, selfish, someone that's very toxic. This is all toxic, number one, but this is someone that is recklessly toxic and doesn't care about repercussions. And that's someone that's very dangerous. So the problem with her, she needs to find happiness in herself. And that's the truth of the matter. And the truth also, she realizes that she's not a good match for anybody at this time. She can always change, but with someone doing this right here, they don't feel like there's a change nearby. Not enough time. So I'm going to ruin someone else's stuff. Instead of building my life up, I'm going to destroy somebody else's. That's a sick place to be, and that's toxic, guys. So that's watch out for. That's the big one. Watch out for that one. Social status. He can live an upgrade. A guy that, you know, she can get with a guy that's married or whatever, and she can get leverage on this guy if it's a boss or whatever, and you know, this gives her some leverage. She may use that against him, right? To get special favors, maybe to get more money at work or whatever. So again, this is going to be as a tool or a tactic. So again, this is another part of the dark female nature, the psychology of her trying to use what she's got to destroy or get what she wants. So someone like that, you know, it's just, you know, it's just criminal, man. It's just like, you know, they don't have any filter, right? So again, these are the ones you watch out for anyway. The early signs and all that. Listen to her self-talk. Listen to how her talk to other people and her friends, service people, people that help you, waiters, baristas. Watch her, listen to her self-talk. That's any of this stuff, right? And if it sounds off a little bit, or she sounds like, what about me? And I didn't have this, I don't have that. It's selfish, and it's someone that's bitter, right? So, again, watch out for those things. And that's all she's pulling on is strings right now. So, all these little tricks of the trade, they try to, you know, just grabbing at straws. Just watch out for those guys. They're always out there. So be on the lookout for all that. You guys are designed for a whole lot more, you know. You're here to grow on this channel. You know, like I said, you're here, your family, you like, subscribe, you comment. I want you guys to start working on yourself, stay on your grind, stay focused. You stay focused on yourself, the rest will fall in place, man. The rest will fall in place. You go where women that move like you move. Go where you can affiliate, all right? Get out of the slum and get out of the mud and start, get your feet clean and walk in clean water. Go where people are talking about what you're talking about, doing what you're doing, or something similar, right? You can't stay where you are and change things. I know we want to. You want to bring people along with you on your journey. You just can't. Not right now, because seeing is believing. They got to see it to believe it, right? You got to get to where you got to get to, and then be that example by moving that direction. But you got to carry. This is your journey. You got to carry your journey out, guys. You got to carry your journey out. Period. Your path is your path. So listen, guys. Like, subscribe, comment below. When you hear your family, like I said, your family, I got you. Excel, and I'm out.